What's up, NFX? Over the last 7 days, we have had some interesting conversations and some alerting conversations about the belts or lack thereof in the squat and front squat cycle. And so I'm here to run it down for you. We'll never tell you not to have a belt on. It's probably my fault. I shouldn't have written no belt. I should have written try not to use a belt. Here's the reason behind why we don't want to use a belt. If you go and roll your ankle and a doctor puts you in a boot for 6 weeks, that ankle and that musculature and those ligaments are going to begin to weaken and atrophy because they're not being used. This is the same premise as if you put any external cast around any part of your body. There's tribes that are literally in Africa that part of their tribe is that they extend their neck and they put rings around their neck to have long necks. They've done autopsies on these same subjects that once they take that off, the musculature around their neck is completely gone because it's not being used. This cycle, we're not building up to 90%, 95%, or 100%. We're also not trying to set records. What we're trying to do is we're trying to strengthen the entire body. If we go into sets at 70%, 75%, and we immediately grab belt, or in my opinion, even worse, if we grab our belt when we put 50 to 65% on, what we're telling our body is it's okay to have poor postural muscle strength and okay at the same time to have very strong legs. For those of you that aren't familiar with lifting, your lifts are only as strong as the weakest biomechanical point or the weakest musculature in the movement. So if you have a very weak back or weak postural muscles, that's what's going to limit you from lifting the heavy weight. However, if you put a belt on, you now have put an external cast, not asking your actual structural muscles to do anything. You have stepped over the line, or you have fudged the line of our actual lift, which is we lift the weight to the point that the weakest link in our body limits us. Okay, we're covering something up. Remember that you're at CrossFit, and remember that we're in the gym so that we can pick up our kids, so that we can live longer, so that we can move furniture in our house, so that we can live and do exactly what Huck showed. We can be active, okay? Not so that we can set world records. If we want to start doing powerlifting meets and things like that, then we can start talking about using more and more belts. But as of right now, if we can, we're trying to strengthen our entire body, okay? Not just our legs. If you have more questions about the belt, why we're asking you to do that, why we're not asking you to do that, please reach out to Ryan or I. Final point, if you have an injury, okay, if your back is hurt, if you have a structural injury, use a belt, okay? If you're using a belt because your back gets sore or because you want to lift heavier weight, I encourage you to rethink that decision. Have a great day, guys.